morning. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. And today we're going to learn about something that's going to happen next week on February 2nd. What do you think that is? It is Groundhog's Day. And Groundhog Day is a day that I can't say his name. The groundhog comes up from the ground, looks out, sees a shadow, and decides if we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter or 6 weeks of spring. So if he sees a shadow, we're going to have, 6 weeks of winter. And if he doesn't see a shadow, we're not going to have winter. But we'll see. We never know if it's true or not. It's just like a regular weatherman. What can I say? But anyway, let's start with the welcome song. Ready? The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Okay, let's do some stories about groundhogs. I'm so excited. This is a really fun theme because we never know the future will hold. First of all, groundhogs need to look at their shadows. So I'm going to show you a book about shadows. Who are they? And it is by Tana Hoban. Okay, ready for the first page? These are shadows. What do you see? A mama pig who is called a sow and her baby piglets. There's a mama sow and 2 piglets. Are you ready for the next one? Can you guess what this is? What is it? Let me know. Tell me. This is a mama dog, and she is called what are they called?
Dachshund.
A dachshund, also called wiener dogs, and her 3 dachshund puppies, or 3 weenie puppies. Aren't they cute? Can you see their little tails wiggling? See, they're wiggling. Oh, wow. It's a mama cat and her 4 baby kittens. That's a handful in the house. So did you know that a bunch of cats are called a clouder? Just some FYI for you. Oh, goodness. Look, and what is that? A mama duck and her, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Her 5 ducklings. And that's the end of this book. But I'm going to show you something. See if you can you see my fingers on that page? Do you see my bunny fingers? That's a shadow. Those are the shadow of my fingers. And that's where we're going to see if our groundhog will see his shadow on February 2nd. Sorry, Miss Norma messes up words sometimes, but that's okay. It's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, next book is called What is Groundhog Day? The History of Our Holidays by Maximilian Smith, and it's a level reader social studies book. And it is by Gareth Stevens Publishing. Thank you, Gareth Stevens, for allowing us to read your books. This is a nonfiction book. That means it tells the true stories, or tells you the truth. And this is the contents, and it tells you what pages, what certain stories are. Are we ready? Happy Groundhog Day. Each winter, many people gather in a small town in Pennsylvania. They wait for a groundhog that lives near there to appear. He is said to be able to forecast when spring will come. It's February 2nd, Groundhog Day, and that's what he looks like. He's furry. I wonder if he's sweet. Forecasting spring, hundreds of years ago, people began to believe that animals could forecast the weather. They thought the animals that hibernated through the winter, such as bears and badgers, came out of their burrows on February 2nd. So there's a badger and there's a bear. Remember we read about bear last week hibernating? And there's Badger's his friend Badger. If it was a sunny day, the animal saw its shadow and would go back into the burrow. The shadow means there would be 6 more weeks of winter weather. So the animal would begin to hibernate again. So if he sees a shadow, he's going to go back to sleep. If it was a cloudy day and the animal wouldn't see his shadow, it would stop hibernating and get ready for spring. The animals knew that warm weather was coming. At least that's what people believed. So there's the bear coming out of the snow, out of his burrow, and all the snow outside of him. Puxatawny Phil, thank you, Miss Kitty. When Germans moved to Pennsylvania, they brought these beliefs with them. They thought groundhogs would forecast the coming spring. Since 1887, the town of Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, has had the most famous weather forecasting groundhog, Puxatawny Phil. There he is, and there's the mayor holding him. You wearing gloves? I would wear gloves. I wouldn't want him to bite me. Each year, TV and newspaper reporters and thousands more travel to Pennsylvania to learn what Puxatawny Phil predicts on February 2nd. He comes out of his burrow in a gobbler's knob, and is said to tell his forecast to the Groundhog Club president. Show us your shadow. We want his shadow, right? Okay, is Puxatawny Phil always right about the coming weather? The inner circle, the people who care for him throughout the years, say he is. However, records say he is right less than half the time. So there might have been somebody in the way and his shadow didn't show. That could have been it. Groundhogs only live 6 to 8 years. So how has Phil been forecasting since 1887? Phil's caretakers say they give him a magic drink each summer to make him live longer. More likely, there have been many Phils over the years. More forecasters. Canadians have groundhogs that forecast the weather called Wharton Willie. New York has Staten Island Chuck, and North Carolina has Sir Walter Wally. There are other groundhogs said to predict spring, too. Is there one near you? Happy Groundhog Day. The end. And it's got a glossary of the words I've just read. How was that story? You learned about what Groundhog Day means. One more story, and then we will do craft and a song, and then to do a craft. This is called Go to Sleep, Groundhog by Judy Cox and illustrated by Paul Meisel. Go to sleep, Groundhog. Groundhog went to bed, on Columbus Day, just like he always did. He brushed his teeth. He put on his pajamas. He set his clock for February 2nd. Then he curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't go to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock, October. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. The moon was full. I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that'll make me sleepy. So can he see a shadow with the moon? I don't think so. Well, we'll see. Groundhog went outside and he saw things he'd never seen before. Raggedy scarecrows and grinning jack-o'-lanterns, children dressed up like pirates, cowboys, and princesses. Halloween. He's never seen Halloween because he was sleeping. Uh-oh, let's see. Halloween witch flew down. What are you doing up? She said. It's almost winter. You should be in bed. Witch flew Groundhog home on her broomstick. She tucked him in. She read him a ghost story. She gave him a glass of apple cider. And Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed and peered at his clock. 1/2 November. He poked his nose out of his burrow. The leaves were red and yellow. I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. Oh, let's see what he's going to see now. Groundhog went outside and he saw the things he'd never seen before. Tall yellow corn stalks and round orange pumpkins. Turkeys gobbly gobbly in the barnyard. Look at all the turkeys. Did you know turkeys can fly? Here's one that did. What are you doing up? Turkey said. It's almost winter. You should be in bed. I should be making myself scarce. Turkey took Groundhog home. He tucked him in. He read him a story about pilgrims and he gave him a slice of pumpkin pie. Yum. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and he turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 December? Goodness. Groundhog poked his nose out of his burrow. Stars twinkled overhead. I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. Let's see what he sees now. Wow. Groundhog went outside. He saw things that he'd never seen before. Colored lights glowing on some houses. Candles shining in the windows. Holly wreaths hanging on doors. He heard a sleigh bells chiming in the air. Uh-oh. Look who it is. Santa flew down in his sleigh. What are you doing up? Santa said. It's winter. You should be in bed. Santa took Groundhog home in his sleigh. He tucked him in. He read him a Christmas story. He gave him a glass of milk and a cookie. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He didn't toss. He didn't turn. He soon fell asleep. Ring! Groundhog opened one eye. It can't be time to get up yet, he grumbled. I just got to sleep. Uh-oh, February 2nd. Uh-oh, let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Ring! He peered at his clock. February 2nd. Groundhog yawned and stretched. He tumbled out of his burrow. Snow glittered on the ground. The sun was out. The sky was blue. Look, there's a little mouse following him. Uh-oh. Groundhog saw his shadows. What am I doing up? He said. There are 6 more weeks of winter coming. I should be in bed. He hurried back inside. He ate a bedtime snack. He read himself a bedtime story. Then he tucked himself into his warm, cozy bed, and he pulled up the covers and closed his eyes and went to sleep. The end. And see, let me show you his shadow. See, there's the groundhog and the sun is shining on him, and there's your shadow. When you go outside, step on the sidewalk and see whichever way the sun is and stand with the sun behind you and look forward on the ground and you'll see your shadow. Try that sometimes. That'll be fun. We used to like to try to step on our shadows. It's really fun. Okay, let's do our song. You ready? Oh, let's all stretch like a groundhog. Are you ready? Wake up, groundhog, time to see what the weather's going to be. Time to stretch, time to think, time to eat, time to drink. Wake up, groundhog, time to see what the weather's going to be. There you go. Now, let's talk about our craft. It's really cute. Miss Kitty worked on one so you guys could see what it is. Please do not hesitate. Please ask for them because we make so many kits for you to come and get. Everybody can have one. Just call, text, come in and say, I'd like a Groundhog kit or any of the other kits that we have out for you guys. Here it is. And you're going to use a popsicle stick, and you're going to use crayons and markers, and you're going to get some googly eyes, and you're going to get a picture of a groundhog. So you're going to cut him out. You're going to put some googly eyes on him, and you're going to color him up. And then you're going to put him inside. You're going to put a little hole and pull him through the cup. And so here's our groundhog. Let's see. It's February 2nd. Will our groundhog see his shadow? Oh! Then he goes back down. If 6 weeks of winter, he's going back to bed. If he doesn't see a shadow, he's going to go out and play. Is this not a cute little craft? And your moms can help you with it. It is so fun. Miss Kitty made a cute little pop-up groundhog. So I would like you guys to do that too and post the pictures of them. I'd love to see them. Just post them on the Storytime Library's Facebook page. Nobody will see them except for Miss Norma and Miss Kitty and the people that are members. Okay? Are you ready for our goodbye song? It's time to go. We miss you guys. We wish you could be here with us. Are we ready? Let's get our wavers ready. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Bye, guys. We miss you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.